What's up, Mom? Hey, how are we doing? So today's video is a little bit different. I want to talk about Travis Pastrana. I saw his Instagram post. I'll show it to you guys in just a second. But I just want to talk about the injuries that we all go through. And when that check comes due, as we get older, man, it's a hard pill to swallow. I've been through it, not on the same level as Travis, but I don't think many human beings have. Honestly, Travis is just lucky to be alive. Remember, guys, subscribe to the channel. It helps the algorithm. And for some reason, people are still getting unsubscribed. Not unsubscribing, they're being unsubscribed without their looking. So if you did subscribe, please double check. And if you could, I would appreciate it. Thanks, guys. Let's get into this.
You need people like me so you can point your fucking fingers and say, that's the bad guy.
So Father Time catches up to everyone. That's just the way it is. It just happens as we get older. But motocross racers in particular, anyone who's done the sport for an extended amount of time has something they're dealing with. I'm dealing with a lot. Travis is dealing with a whole lot, Travis Pastrana. And here's the video he put out.
I truly apologize, but I will not be competing at the Olympus Rally this weekend. It was not a decision that was easy to come by. I would have come to tell you in person, but I have COVID, so I'm going to stay home this weekend. Really all started about 2.5 years ago when I broke my back and shattered my pelvis and tailbone and almost bled out. Really haven't been able to sleep very well since then. It's really hard to commit also wide open through the woods when you're already in pain. You're going thinking, I just don't want to crash again. I don't want to get hurt anymore, as opposed to thinking, let's go. I want to win this race. And I don't think that hesitation is fair or safe to Rhiannon Gelsomino. Sorry to Vermont Sports Car, to Subaru, to Yokohama, all my fans out there. I truly, truly appreciate it. I appreciate the support. I took that year off to really try to focus on my health to get that better, after, really wasn't able to find the pace again after that broken back. And I realized that my knee was so far gone that I needed a knee replacement. But then I came back after my knee replacement too soon. And unfortunately, it's now a water balloon and worse than it was to start with. I was walking through the airport the other day and my hip gave out and I crawled to a wheelchair and just kind of laughed. I'm like, I guess I'm getting old. I appreciate you understanding. I'm sorry that I won't be there, but I will be back. I just have to figure out how to get my body healthy first. Thanks for understanding.
Hearing Travis talk about his knee and, because I had a really bad knee. So I crushed my foot so bad I had to have a toe amputated. It changed the way I walked, completely wore out my knee. I got to where I was in my 30s looking for a parking spot close because my knee hurt so bad to walk. Finally, I broke down and got knee replacement surgery. And unlike Travis, it has been one of the best things ever in my life. And it's helped me quite a bit. And I hate to say it for Travis, but it's only going to get worse as he gets older. But you know what? There's things you can do. But before I get into kind of my story and what I've gone through and how I deal with it, check out Complete Racing Solutions. Coach Rob is a genius when it comes to sweat rate. And actually, he's got some stuff that really helps a lot of us former athletes recover, brain health, and all these different things that you do. So go to CompleteRacingSolutions.com. Epic Garage Designs. You guys know Epic, and they're partnered with A1 Garage and the Vegas Golden Knights. If you live in Las Vegas, they're giving away a free garage makeover. So go to epicgaragedesigns.com and then go over to A1 Garage's Instagram, A1 Garage Door Installation, their Instagram, and you can register to win that garage makeover. If you guys need any goggles, hit up Ride Strapped. Goggles, glasses, t-shirts, and if you're at the Paula National camping out, come see us. We will be there. If you're shipping anything, use Precision Transport, a family-owned company that really believes in customer service, and their prices are really affordable. Go to pretransport.com. Man, I haven't had a list of injuries like Travis Pastrana, but they're coming due. That check, eventually that comes due. For me, it's been coming due for the last 5 or 6 years. I had to get my neck fused. My shoulders act up. I've had surgeries, 4 on my left, 2 on my right, both wrists. My neck, I had to have my neck fused, my knee replaced, my foot's got metal in it, I'm missing a toe. Yeah, I'm missing a toe. I crushed my foot so bad that they had to actually get rid of one of my toes. Everyone, all you guys know what I'm talking about. And the countless concussions. And if you grew up in the 90s racing, we didn't have the information they have now about concussions. That's why it bothers me so much when I see people not taking the time they need to after a head hit to recover, because these things manifest later in life. Headaches, migraines, memory loss, depression, anxiety. Those things manifest later. There's so much we don't know about the brain. And while the other stuff's important, the brain is in particular very important. And Travis scares me with that one. The fact that he's already, writing about how he had memory loss and he couldn't comprehend directions and stuff. That's something you have to stay on top of all the time. And I do think there's ways to deal with it. And it's just not the end of the story. Myself, I've reached out and tried to find different ways to deal with it. I've gotten TMS therapy, that's transcranial magnetic stimulation, that kind of opens up the rewiring of your brain. I've done some videos on that. If that's in your area and you're having head issues or depression or anxiety, look into TMS therapy. You guys know I had Dr. Edwards and we did ketamine therapy. And I do these therapies, yes, for myself, but I know a lot of you guys out there are struggling with these same issues. Ketamine prevents suicide. It reopens. It does very similar to what TMS therapy does. It just does it a different way. And I'm not saying ketamine off the street. Please don't confuse me with that. I'm saying under a doctor, a proper doctor's supervision. And Dr. Edwards has a book that he wrote about how to use ketamine correctly. I constantly stay active. I do my very best not to add weight, because when you add weight, you add arthritis. You're putting more stress on those joints. And believe it or not, as kooky as Ryan Hughes is with his yoga, he's spot on with that as we get older. The first thing that goes is that flexibility. And once you lose the flexibility, range of motion, then the arthritis sets in. So you got to stay on top of that. Coach Rob turned me onto this. It's called a PEMF magnetic blanket. Yes, it was like $3,000, but they have less expensive options out there, but I bought it. I use that thing all the time. It helps decrease inflammation and heals faster. Like if I get a cut, I heal a little bit faster. And also cold plunge, ice baths, they're amazing. The hot, the cold, not only does it help your inflammation and your arthritis, it actually gives you like a dopamine rush, and it really helps the brain. And if you had the concussions, the depression, the anxiety, believe it or not, a cold plunge helps that. And I have people all the time ask me, wow, with all this that happened to your body. And I know most of you guys have had similar, like if you run down your injury list, my daughter was making fun of me. She's like, you've had over 30 surgeries. I'm like, yeah, I know. That it is what it is. Would I do it all over again? Yeah, I absolutely would. I love this sport. I love what it is. And you guys wonder why I fight so hard for those guys outside of the top 10. Yes, we hear about Pastrana. He's one of the success stories. He has made life-changing money with this sport. It's the guys that haven't made that life-changing money that are dealing with the same types of issues, that are having trouble getting, insurance approval to get the knee replacement or hip replacement that they desperately need. That's why I fight so hard for the privateers and the sport, because those guys are doing the same amount of damage as those top guys. We only hear about the top guys, but our sport does this thing where we don't talk about it. And people think, oh, if people know this is what it is and how the sport would play out, they wouldn't do it. I disagree. I would do it all over again, knowing all this. I think it's important to talk about it so we develop techniques and we're ready for it when it comes. Once you let people know, hey, if you have an injury, rehab it. Don't gain weight if you've had a knee issue and you're going to have a knee issue. If you don't have cartilage in your knees, don't gain that extra 15 pounds. Watch your diet and do those things. And that's stuff that I constantly work on myself. And it's a battle as we get older. That metabolism slows down, but it's that much more important to stay on top of it. And I would never trade any of the things that I got from the sport. I absolutely love this sport. It did me right. I don't know where I would have been without it. I would have been a lot worse off than I am right now. And like I said, let's talk about it and just be prepared, guys. There are things we can do to manage this stuff without opiate painkillers and all the stupid things that tend to cause a lot of people to lose their lives. So if we talk about it, guys, and understand this is just a reality of what we've done to ourselves, and hey, it's the price you pay. It is what it is, and just deal with it. Get yourself a PEMF magnetic blanket. And I hope Travis actually slows down. His last injury was base jumping. Come on, man. At some point, you do have to stop doing the dumb stuff, because those injuries, when you get them a little bit later, they're even worse. So I'm not saying stop riding. I'm not saying don't do all that stuff. For me, the last 10 years of me riding, I just ride. I don't even race. I just have fun. That doesn't mean you can't enjoy the sport because you're not competing at a high level or taking it to that 110% risk rate that you used to when you were younger. Just, you gotta manage that ego and just ride within yourself and live to ride another day. It's better to be old and worn out than old and never done anything. So thanks, guys. Remember, subscribe, check out my MMA channel, and I will see you guys later.